Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this super fun Easter sign using your Cricut. So let's go ahead and get started. Over here on designbundles.net, this is the SVG file that I'm using today. Now what I love about this file is you can actually switch it up and do it in different colors. You can do solids, whatever you would like. So you can see some examples of what people have done here. It's really, really cute. So let's go ahead and take this over to Cricut and make it. All right, so now that we've uploaded our design, we're ready to go. At this point, you can decide, do you want to group pieces together? Do you want to change those colors? Do you want to make them individual? What do you want to do? Do you want to delete pieces? So the way that I've done this, I've already sized what I need. So I know that I need 28 high. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in now. And then it's going to give me 6.15. I've checked those numbers. That's going to be completely perfect. I'm actually going to zoom this out so you guys can see what's going on here. So now at this point, I'm actually using 12 by 12 sheets today. So I need to make sure that these are all going to fit on there, but I want to try to bundle as much as I can together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group a few of these pieces together, and that way they'll all fit on one sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Now the only pieces that I noticed that I really need to do that to is the pink. So I'm actually going to do that now. So I'm going to choose the ears, and then I'm going to hit shift, and I'm actually going to choose the W-E, and then I'm going to hit weld. Now I like to hit weld because it creates it, instead of attach, it makes it one small file. And then I'm actually going to hit shift L-C, and then I'm going to hit weld. And then I'll do the same thing for M, E, and the feet, and then I'll hit weld. So now everything else looks good. These are individual, so I know they're going to fit on that 12 by 12. Everything else looks good. I'm going to hit make it just to confirm. And it's perfect. I've got 3 12 by 12 sheets. So for my white here, I can actually cut it down to 8 inches. And then I've got a perfect piece of black. And then I've got all of my pink pieces here. So let's go ahead and cut it out. Now, what I'm going to do is hit continue. You don't need to mirror anything because we are working with adhesive vinyl. On my dial, on my Cricut Explorer Air 2, I've actually turned my dial to Vinyl Plus because we are using Oracle. Now, if you're using Cricut vinyl and all of that, just leave it on vinyl. But I'm using Oracle, and I like to do that on Vinyl Plus. All right, so everything's good to go. I'm going to go ahead and load these. The second they're loaded, that's when that fast mode will come on. And I really love to do that because it lets me get my projects done so much faster. So I'll turn that on. So let's go ahead and switch cameras down here so we can go ahead and load these. And the first one that we have is the white. So I'm going to go ahead and load it now. And I like to use the blue mat whenever it comes to adhesive vinyl. It's going to help it release a whole lot easier. All right, we're going to load this. Come back over here, turn on fast mode, and hit go. And hit unload. Now, the easiest way to get these off of the mat is to flip it over and roll it off. That way you don't get any curling. All right, we're going to load our next color, which is black. Now this is a matte black and I really love it. I'm going to load it and hit go. Now once your fast mode is turned on, it will actually stay on so I don't have to worry about it for each cut. Now while this is cutting, I'm going to go ahead and weed everything out. We're going to hit unload. All right, last one. I'm going to go ahead and unload it. All right, so now that we have all of our pieces, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to combine some things. So whenever it comes to the feet, I'm going to go ahead and pick these up, get them on top of the feet. Get the ears, get them on top of these ears, you know, so on and so forth. You know, pick these pieces up and bundle them together so they're going to go on a lot easier. So what I'm going to be doing is using my transfer tape to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a few pieces and get it going. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and actually start with this layer right here of the feet. So these little black pieces here. And I'm just going to get it on here just like so. And take my little scraper tool and get that to adhere right onto the transfer sheet. Flip it over and roll that off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do my next piece, and that's going to be this white. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and go right on top of these feet here and try to line them up. Now what you may have to do is do these one at a time, so I'm actually going to set that aside for a second. I'm actually going to cut these down, because sometimes when things cut out, they just don't stay lined up. So you may have to do them individual. And that's what I'm going to do. All right. So now what I'm going to do is each foot, I'm going to do it one at a time. So I'm just going to go right on top of this. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. Now I could actually leave this one on to keep it from sticking to the surface, and go ahead and grab one of these little paws. Now same thing, I'm going to leave this one attached while I work on the other side. So there is our feet connected. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that backing on and set this aside and keep going. All right, so now we're ready to make our sign. So I've got all the pieces together that I was showing you just a second ago, where I've combined all 3 layers together. That way it's just one piece. I'll be able to simply peel off the back and pop it down. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off our backing. And I'm just going to line this up. Just like that. Take my scraper tool here and I'm going to rub it in. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. I'm just going to go at an angle. So what I'm going to do when I pay attention to my feet here, I'm just making sure that I'm keeping it straight with the top of my ears. How cute are those little feet? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and peel at an angle. Cute, and we're just going to keep going. When it comes to bigger projects like this, I highly recommend that you work from one side to the next, meeting up in the middle. This is going to keep it nice and even. Now another thing is I definitely could have used this as a stencil as well to paint. So I definitely could have just used the outside. I could have knocked these pieces out and used these as a stencil. So now let's go ahead and flip it around and get these pieces over here. Another thing that I want to quickly mention is you can also use iron-on for this. So if you want to see that, let me know down below. And there you have it. How super cute is this? It's a ton of fun, right? Super good colors. And it's 3 easy colors, 3 12x12 sheets of adhesive vinyl and 1 big sign. Now this sign right here, I found at Hobby Lobby. They have these like half off every other week, so you can get them at a really good deal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.